Hello, I'm a BX Toycat, and welcome back to some videos. Today I'm going back to TU11 again. That's right, we're taking away 3.5 years worth of Minecraft updates, over 30 of them, and we're going to be seeing what the game used to look like one more time, except today, the difference is I wanted to look at it in creative, so we could see the rest of the update and really compare what Minecraft used to be like 3 years ago to how it is today. So yeah, we're going to have the host privileges turned on, we're going to have creative game mode turned on, and let's go ahead and let's see how Minecraft has changed. So hopefully you do all enjoy this video, checking out the other half of TU11. If you do all enjoy the video, like and let me know because it helps out the channel, and let's know you do like seeing these sorts of videos, and maybe want to see going back to more updates. I don't know if there's any more we can go back to, but I am always mind-blown because I used to play when this was new, and this used to be mind-blowing to me, but now when I go back and look, it's like, oh, really? That used to be something we put up with? And yeah, that's what we're doing today. So if you want to know how to go back to TU11, I kind of covered it in my last tutorial, so make sure you check that out. But if you, you just want to see what it looks like, then let's get straight into it today with the first mind-blowing thing to me when you're in creative, because it is the creative menu. So when when you don't have anything up, it looks exactly the same, like, oh, has anything really changed in these past 3 years? But when you open the creative menu, you see just how much has subtly changed. Because look at this. This is the building blocks menu. I press the right stick to go down, and there is none. This is all the other menus, and there's a couple of weird things you'll notice. First of all, I love the block orders. Are like seems like it's out of place because of the way it's like. Again, there's these blank spots here for some bizarre reason. The second thing you'll notice, again, there's no scrolling down. The third thing you'll notice, though, is the fact that, yeah, there's just so many less blocks than there used to, than there currently is. Building blocks is on 3 pages right now for the console. It currently fits here on less than 1. Same with decorations. It's currently 3, maybe 2 blocks, pages. Here it is all on less than 1 page. There's just so many blocks, which you don't really appreciate, slowly got added, but now have changed the game and seem like a fundamental part of it. Like, food, there's really not many types, and it all looks so different. Like, this looks different, this looks different, this looks different, this looks different. The apple is very subtly different, I think. The chicken is different. Just every food has a very subtle difference, and so many textures seem to have changed. It's a pretty wacky thing. But yeah, as you can see, all the creative menus look like this, and the weirdest one to me is the fact that the potion menu, again, this is something that a lot of people kind of like, but the potion menu, if you press LT, triggers the strength. So instead of having, 2 pages of potions, they fit it all onto one and just let you pick the potion, pick the power like this, which is a system I actually do quite like. Like everything else, I really don't like the way there's this blank space here that seems wasted, but I really love the way that, like, you can actually select the potion like this, because it means you don't have to look for the particular version of the potion you want. You look for fire resistance, then you kind of decide whether you want 3 minutes or 8 minutes, or you look at swiftness, and you like swiftness for 3 minutes, swiftness 2 for, you get to decide like this, and there's something kind of valuable about that. I wish there was some way to select between these. There obviously couldn't be, because that'd be too tricky, but yeah, I think this is what the one thing about the creative menu I like more. Everything else, really ugly, like, what are these blank spots all about? But, what is the fact that so many blocks are missing? But yeah, that's a kind of thing like that. Another thing you'll notice if you go through the creative menu is the fact that so many blocks are just really out of place. So for instance, bones are in the miscellaneous section for some reason. For instance, brick fences are in here too. If you look through the, there's a lot of weird things that are out of place, like the stairs, they're in transportation. I mean, I guess they transport you from one place to another, but that seems weird. There's just a lot of weird things like that make you go, oh, I guess things used to be strange like that. Oh, and we got the old sponge here. Not only is this the old texture for the sponge, so it's a much more vibrant, looks a bit more like cheese, which I think is, I mean, a lot of people lost their cheese block when we got the sponge block, but yeah, it looks a bit more like cheese, but it's just a really wacky, vibrant block that only existed in creative. Remember, this is a block that came from Minecraft's, pre-classic phase or something like that, and it was put in the creative menu just as a weird little block, and yeah, this existed as a creative-only block for the longest time, and look at it, it's just so weird compared to today. Also, it gets destroyed a little bit like, I'm not sure what block that'd be, but it doesn't feel like a sponge, it feels like something else, which is kind of an interesting thing. So yeah, with that said, this is the tutorial world, except explored through creative, and that means after we've shown off the creative menu, because there's so many weird things in here, like the ender pearls, look at the way you throw them. It's like they're tinier pearls than they used to be. Like they've got a faster throw. It's a bit more like the 1.9 ender pearls actually. But yeah, if we look around a little bit more around here, I can actually show you now all of the biomes very, very quickly. Because remember, in the current update, there's something like 56 technical biomes. In this update, there was something like 14 technical biomes. And realistically, that meant there was 6 biomes. Because there is the desert, as you're going to see right here. This is what a desert looks like. It's basically the same as it is today. I'd say there's more sugarcane, more water maybe, but it could be this one. We've got the extreme hills, which is actually cooler than it is today. But again, not as many variants. So as you can see, you get more islands. Also, these islands go way higher because there weren't such limitations on things. Oh, speaking of going higher, this is one of those things that, again, just it's like, oh, did that really not used to be that way? The build height back this update only went up to 128. That's right, as soon as you go beyond 128, I believe you went invisible in survival to other players, which is a really bizarre thing, and you just can't place any further. This is the highest the world can go, and yeah, the world generation used to go as high as the world height at one point, which is, a really bizarre thing to think about, but it's a thing that happened. Let's do it again here. Look at that, just the top of the world. You can't place blocks here. And yeah, it's lots and lots of weird stuff like that. But yeah, second biome, Extreme Hills. Third biome is this, like the Cold Taiga. There was, I believe there might have been some snow plains, but I always saw it as Cold Taiga form. Like, I don't remember seeing many back then, so maybe it was added, or maybe it was just a really rare biome. Because if you look all along here, I don't think we're going to see any. Yep, it's only Cold Taiga. Just Cold Taiga, Cold Taiga, Cold Taiga. The only snowy biome you had access to was this one that had all the trees, which coincidentally had your spruce trees. So, as well as that, you've got the plains biomes. What is that, like 4 biomes now? You've got the forest, and then I think you've got the swamp. And if I'm not mistaken, that is every biome you have in this update, if you don't count the ocean, and if you don't count mushrooms, which were very, very rare. So yeah, we've got literally 8 biomes, I think that is, and that was everything you had in this update. Also, look at the way the world's rendering. It's like a lot slower than it is by today's standards, because one of the things I guess people don't truly appreciate is that Minecraft has not only been improving by features over the past 3 years. You know, they haven't just been, let's say every 4 to 6 months they release an update. It's not just to add new features. They also optimize the game a little bit better in some ways, such as with that weird rendering thing, but also to do stuff like increase the mob limit, increase the boat limit. If I'm not mistaken, let's find out what it is right now. The boat limit on Minecraft console right now is relatively high. You might be up to into the hundreds. The boat limit back then was significantly low. Like, it was actually painfully low, like maybe 1 per person or something. So let's maybe it's like 20 or something. I forgot what the boat limit actually. Oh, we broke some boats, did we? I didn't know boats could break. But yeah, as you can see, I guess they only break when they break into each other. There's actually a boat limit, and I have no idea what. Okay, I think that's the boat limit. And as you can see, we've reached it, but the game doesn't even tell us we've reached it. There's something like 15 boats here, and it's just kind of over. Oh, we found a mushroom biome. Okay, so I guess in this tutorial there is one. But yeah, like I said, we've run out of boats. Just by having those boats somewhere else in the world, I now can't place them. And the game's not even telling me something's wrong. It's just like, well, clearly your boat's not working. And to me, that's the wackiest thing, that like, 1, you can only have 15 boats in the world, but 2, you can't even do the stuff. So yeah, that's one of those areas where I really prefer Minecraft today, personally, because I like being able to know when something's gone wrong rather than just thinking, oh, maybe I'm not pressing the left trigger correctly. So, yeah, as well as the fact that there was only 8 real biomes, and maybe like 12 technical ones because of the slight hills and stuff like that. And besides the fact that there was just way fewer blocks, there's also, just a few bizarre technical differences of the game back here that just made me go, that's kind of interesting. Such as, I showed you minecarts yesterday, and in case I didn't, let's go show. Yeah, I don't think I did actually show you minecarts yesterday. So let's go show those today, because it was only in TU12 or TU14. Again, one of the updates where they added the jungle, which didn't exist back then, as well as, no savanna, no forest, of course. None of these biomes just exist back here. But also, if we get a minecart, and even if we had like powered rails in it, which we're going to have right here, look at the speed a minecart can go up. This is actually the normal speed in the PC, but it just seems so slow compared to what we have today. Like, it's just a lot slower. I think it's almost double as slow. It just, you don't zoom there quite as fast, even though we're going on all these powered rails. And if we don't have powered rails in there, because, again, we're in creative, let's make that happen. If we don't have powered rails, you'll see just how slow our speed will go. Whereas today on console, you can go forever if you want on non-powered rails. So, yeah, just like that, remove all the powered rails, just, because this used to be necessary. You used to have one, I think it was every 13 blocks you had to have a powered rail. But now, as you can see, let's do the exact same thing. And you're going to see how just going over here, it slows us down a little bit, not too much actually. I guess the powered rails don't really have a use. They're just there to show you that you can do it. That's a little bit bizarre. But yeah, that's a thing right there. The fact that minecarts were so much slower. I don't know if you can properly tell that, but it is significantly slower than it is right now. The boat's controlled differently, but the weirdest one to me is one that I found out because I was just like, let's go look at the Ender Dragon fight. Because bear in mind, when this came out, the Ender Dragon fight was a new thing. So let's go ahead. Let's make ourselves an end portal. I'm sure there is one somewhere in this world, but we can't find. Well, we could find it, but what's faster than finding an end portal? Making your own one. So let's put our air fenders in all of these. So again, by the way, the tip that I always mess up with is always make sure your portals are facing inwards. I don't think it was important back then, or back in this update, but I always make that mistake today, so maybe you do too. So yeah, let's remove these now, because that's a thing you can do also, and let's just jump into the end portal. So, entering the end, all caps, and let's show you around this place, because the end, bear in mind, this is the end fight, so this is TU9's end fight. Oh, and this is something a lot of people said, they're like, oh, it's like, yeah, this is actually TU9, not TU11. TU11 was just a bug fix for TU9, so you're not wrong, but you're also not right, if you want to hear that. So yeah, okay, while we're here, first of all, I think the Ender Dragon's health bar, I could be wrong here, but I think it's a lot shorter than it is right now. I mean, it feels that way at least. Second of all, you'll notice how this Ender Dragon fight right here, with the cages and stuff, is still the Ender Dragon fight used, it's the one they took for the PC today, and it's the one they've used for the Pocket Edition. Something, you know, the console developers just figured, you know, that's broken, let's make that better today. It's something they still use on the other versions today, which I just find very interesting personally, including, by the way, this end asset, something which took a very long time to hit the other platforms. But yeah, as you can see, very similar stuff. Oh, and if I'm not mistaken, I think... this might have been a very temporary glitch, but if I'm not mistaken, back then there was a glitch. Again, this might have been fixed by TU19. There actually used to be... Oh, wait, can I not... Okay, there we go. So, there used to be a glitch where you could actually use the pistons. Let's try and place one of these blocks right here then. So, oh, you just can't place blocks anywhere near... Okay, yeah, there we can. Okay, so we can. So I believe you could actually push with a piston these blocks if you wanted to, and therefore you kind of get... Oh, so it's just because I'm like in the way of something. But yeah, okay, no, can't do that at all, it seems. But yeah, there used to be a glitch where you could actually move your blocks like that, which I found very interesting personally. But the other thing that's just mind-blowing to me is the fact that if we put out an end map right here, so... there's no like empty map thing, it's just one full map which we put out like that. So we put our map out like this. As you see, if we go out, we're not limited to the old end thing. We actually can go all the way to the edge of the end like this. We can go all the way to the edge of a real world, I should say, which means the end used to be bigger on the console. I have no idea why they downsized it. Maybe they figured no one would want to be all the way out here, but the fact that the end can go on this size is my biggest hint personally, the fact that the end islands are going to work on the old-gen consoles, and they're just going to use worlds this size. Because think, if you have end islands at the very edge of the world like this, it kind of functions the same as you would expect it to. So yeah, I think the fact that the end works this, it's this size and it works just fine, is a very big kind of look into the future. It's a sneaky one that we got right here, and it's not necessarily meaning too much, but again, the end used to be bigger in Minecraft console. I have no idea why they downsized it eventually, but again, fun little fact that's, I guess, slightly better in TU9. So, yeah, TU9/TU11, the update we're in right now, it had way fewer items. I mean, just look at how few there is. Like, also, look at how different, like, some of the textures are. Like, look at spruce wood. It's got, like, I don't know, it just looks really bizarre. But, every texture looks so different. This is a really creepy little group of things. Almost every texture looks so different. There were so few items. They were all placed all over the place. Like, again, what is a bone doing there? What are stairs doing in there? There's so many bizarre decisions in this update. But for them, oh, and the other big one. This is a really big one for builders that I know. I don't really care about too much, but it was like the biggest deal when it came out. There is no top half slabs. You have to place it on the bottom. If you want to place it on the top, you don't get to do that. Even if you want to be like, okay, underneath something, you don't get to do it. There is no way to place half slabs on the top of the block, which I know, again, is a big deal. And there's also no upside down staircases. So yeah, so many features that are just considered like essential today didn't exist back in TU11. And although this was like, I think this is probably the update where the most fundamental things, the last time fundamentally things have changed, because today you can look at this and still be like, it's kind of similar. The amount of content they have added over the past 3.5 years, the amount of optimizations they've made, and the amount of things which have changed, I think really is a improvement. But I that's my opinion. I'd love to hear all of yours with the comments down below, of course. And let me know, is there anything else you'd like to see from... Also, what happened there? I think is something broken? I think something is definitely broken here, right? There's a piston stick coming out of a piston, whatever. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy this video. Let me know if there's anything else you want to see, because I think I've explored just about everything I wanted to look at. Oh, wait, host privileges. As you can see, we have fire spreads, TNT explodes, and invisible. That's our whole option. No rain, no weather, no daylight cycle, I should say. No game mode switch, just invisible. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like if you liked it, share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.